Good morning, lovely people. How are you all today? I hope you're well. We're in the kitchen again, yay! In the morning to try to beat the heat. Cooking in heat, doesn't go together. I'm going to do a super duper simple soup today. Super duper simple soup, yay! Because almost every time I'm going to the garden at the moment, I'm being handed free courgettes. It's great, and I'm so grateful to my plot neighbours for giving me that excess produce. I'm often asked when I'm talking about what seeds I'm going to grow at the beginning of the year, people always say, oh, don't you grow courgettes? No, I don't. Why would I? I get given them every single day throughout the summer pretty much. What I would say about courgettes and growing, if you're planning your first garden for next year, you've been thinking about growing your own food for a while and you're finally going to give it a go, grow courgettes. They are so easy to grow. I don't know anyone who's ever had a disaster trying to grow courgettes. I'm sure someone's going to now tell me about their disaster. But seriously, they're super easy to grow, really low maintenance, and the harvest comes quick and fast. You'll be picking literally every single day once they start coming. When I say low maintenance, they do like to be kept well watered, but in the UK that's not normally a problem. They're low maintenance in so much as they don't need tying into anything, they don't need their side shoots pinching out. Literally pop the seed in the pot, it grows up a bit, whack it in the soil, or put the seed straight into the soil, and boom, by the middle of July you'll be giving away these beauties. So one of the reasons I'm going to do a soup today, well, there's a few reasons. Loads of people have suggested I make courgette cake. My sister makes a gorgeous courgette cake. But the thing about that is I would have to buy extra ingredients, whether it be, eggs or sugar or flour, because these are things I don't keep at home. They're not things I use. So I'd be spending more money to make something than I've got, basically. So this is a really super duper cheap way of using up someone else's glut. But also, what I'm making today is going to go straight to the freezer. When I've made it, I will have a quick little taste with you guys, but just a taster. This isn't for lunch today, it's going straight to the freezer, because we're at that time of year when there's masses and masses and masses of fresh stuff to eat. So if you think about all those things which don't keep well, so all our beautiful different salad type leaves, spinach, rocket, what have you, our cucumbers, all those things are now coming thick and fast. Beans, of course, the first tomatoes. So there's masses of stuff available to eat now, fresh. So rather than eating this fresh, I'm going to make it into something to stash for the winter. Because I don't know how the winter's going to be. I don't know how the rest of my harvests are going to be, how well they'll store. I don't know how my winter veg in the winter garden will do. So it's great now for me to start thinking about building up a stock of food for the winter. And this today, I would say it serves 4, but if I was really struggling come the winter, the harvests have failed, or the storage has failed, or there's nothing in the ground and I'm completely flat broke, I could eke this out and have it for lunch every day for a week. So for a couple of free courgettes, I could eat lunch for a whole week come the winter. Yay! So you may want to try it and have it now, or you may want to do like I'm doing, make it, stash it, and then come the winter, a gorgeous comforting soup with little hints of tastes of the summer. Right, let me show you within a little bit. I will show you, I'm excited to make it. I will show you the ingredients. I told you it was super simple, didn't I? So you want roughly twice as much in weight with your courgettes as you do in spuds. So I've got here, it's about 1 kilo of courgettes, and 500 grams of spuds. I'm also going to use an onion, and just for a little bit of extra warming sort of flavour, I'm going to use a bit of cardamom. If you don't have any cardamom, don't worry, don't add it. It doesn't necessarily need it, but I just like it as one of those little extras in the winter for a bit of an extra kick, as it were. And then I've got here about, about 100 grams of cheese. So again, if you're on a mega tight budget, don't add the cheese, don't add the cardamom, don't be going out especially to buy them. You can do this soup with just this. Plus, of course, some stock. I'll probably make up about 1 litre of stock, possibly a little less, and I can always top up with just some plain hot water. But there we have it. Dead simple. I'm going to start chopping these up in a second, but I'm going to be leaving the skins on both the potatoes and the courgettes. Both these veggies have really good amounts of vitamin C and potassium in them. Potassium is great for our cardiovascular health. So much though of the nutrients in these veggies are contained just below the surface of the skin. So if you start peeling your skin off your veggies and chucking it out, well, you're in danger of chucking out the best part in terms of nutrition of that veggie. So don't chuck your skins away, don't be in a hurry to peel things. If you've grown them organically like I have, you don't even need to think about it. So let's get scrubbing and chopping. I've started things already just by giving the onions a quick bit of a saute. Just a drop of oil, a drop of water, just to help them soften a bit. So again, kind of thinking about being really super duper budget friendly with your cooking. If you've run out of oil and you're completely broke and you can't afford to go and buy a new bottle of oil just yet, don't worry, just put a couple of mils of water in the bottom of that, or a couple of millimetres, not mils, liquid, of water in the bottom. Get it hot, pop your onions in, that will soften them down in the absence of any oil. So they're nicely softened down, so let's now add the spuds with their skins on. Just sort of roughly chopped, cubed, sort of a centimetre to inch-ish cube. And now get that little lot covered with stock. And again, you can make your own stock for, well, for nothing. Use your veg scraps. I mean, it's going to cost you the cost of having your hob turned on, but yeah, making your own stock, much cheaper than buying. I always run out of stock really quickly, so I do have a stash of powdered shop bought ready to go stock. Okay, so now that's going to just gently bubble away for about 5 minutes, and then we'll add the courgettes and the cardamom. When I'm using cardamom, I tend to buy it in the pods rather than ready podded and ground. Let me show you. All behave yourselves. Oh, the smell. Beautiful. I'll grab another one out in a second. I find that it just keeps fresher for longer bought in the pod. I'm going to have a look at maybe 4. I might not use all of them. And then very simply, I'm going to cut into the side of it, sharp point of the knife, and then inside you'll see all the, oh, dropped one, all the lovely little black seeds. So they're going to go into the pestle and mortar. So I'm in there already. In they go. You never know quite how many seeds you're going to get from one pod. It's quite a lot in here, so I might only use 2 pods. Let's pop another one open. And like I say, don't by any means need to use the cardamom. This will work perfectly well without it. But for me, it's one of those lovely, really... Where did that one go? I just saw one go flying. It's under the board. Yeah, it's one of those really lovely, warming, soothing, oh, I feel cosy even though it's the middle of winter tastes. Actually, will that do me? Oh, well, let's have one more. Go on, I love this stuff. Oh, they're going flying. Pesky things. So it's really, I mean, it's probably the equivalent of about half a teaspoon. That's all. That's just enough to just kind of make the soup a little bit more special than if it was just the veggies. You might have spices, other tastes, flavours that you prefer. Just experiment. So just a bit of a rough grind, then this can go in at the same time as the courgettes in about another sort of 5 minutes or so. Give the potatoes a chance, and then we'll whack the rest in. Once your potatoes have had 5 minutes bubbling away, there we go, add your courgettes. I'm going to make such a mess. Oh, I'm going to splash myself with really hot liquid. Go on, gurge it in there. This is when I always want a bigger pan. These will squish down a bit. Let me get a spoon to squish them. What I'm probably going to have to do is add the others once these have gone down a bit. Get your cardamom in, or whatever spice of choice. And now that's going to just happily sit and bubble away for 10 minutes. I'm going to check on mine in a few minutes to see if I can get a bit more of my courgette in, but hopefully you've got a bigger pan than me and yours can all just go in now and do their thing for 10 minutes or so. Yeah, I'll come back to it in a few minutes. Phew, it's getting steamy in the kitchen. I decided to get a second pot on the go because there really was too much for this one pot. So we're about half and half, but I'll just show you this one. So essentially, it's had 15 minutes. Apart from that little bit of extra time at the beginning to just soften the onions. Potatoes had 5 minutes, then the courgette went in and they've had another 10 minutes. So 15 in total, really super quick and easy. It's off the heat now, so I'm just going to add the cheese. Again, you don't have to add the cheese. I'm going to add it all to this one because I'm actually going to blend it all in a second, so it's fine to put it all in here. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to add the cheese if you're vegan or you're wanting to make it a bit more budget friendly. I happen to have a little bit of cheddar, so I thought, yeah, whack it in. You could actually try with different cheeses as well, like I think actually a blue cheese would work really well in this too. Starting to smell gorgeous. So I'm just going to let that all melt in, and then I'm going to give it a quick blitz with the blitzer, and then we'll try a bit, but not too much because it's got to go in the freezer. Oh my giddy goodness, look at it. Beautiful colour. It's so thick and creamy feeling. That's obviously the potatoes have helped to thicken it, but one of the reasons I love whizzing it down is, oh, it's just that gorgeousness of the thickness and the creaminess. It's so comforting in winter. Right, let's try a little bit. I'm so hot in my steamy kitchen, but I don't care. I'm going to have a little bit. I'm not supposed to be having a whole bowl. It's supposed to be going in the freezer, but I'm allowed half a bowl, surely, eh? For my efforts. I can't really show you because it's only half a bowl, but it's going to need a foof. I'm so hot. Oh, that's so gorgeous. I want a whole bowl. That really, really subtle little warmth that comes through from the cardamom. Warmth and making me sweat. Honestly, it feels like a It tastes like a really expensive soup. It tastes like there's half a gallon of cream in there. Of course there's not. That's largely where the potatoes have thickened. A little bit of cheese helps, but really there's barely any fat in this, apart from the cheese. It blends down so beautifully. I mean, it's gorgeous today, even though I'm hot. But come the winter, imagine how gorgeous that's going to be. If I come back from a morning working in the garden, freezing cold, my fingers have gone numb, get myself a bowl of this hot, put my hands around it to re-warm my hands, and then fill my belly. If there's any left. Absolutely gorgeous. Give it a go. It's so simple, and like I say, you can adjust and take things out, so you can do it for, I mean, virtually free, apart from the cost of having your gas ring on for 15 minutes. Give it a go. It's really, really good. So I'm going to finish off this little bit. I'm going to try and ignore that panful while it cools down, ready to go into the freezer. I've got a feeling there may be another bowlful tonight, but actually, you know, with so many courgettes coming out of people's gardens and being offered so many from people, thank you, why not have a whole bowl now, because I'm sure there'll be plenty more for the freezer for this winter. So I'll see you all again really soon. Happy experimenting with your courgette glut. Stay well, everyone.